Hi, Mrs. Norris here, and I'm going to be your student's computer teacher. My goal for tonight, welcome to Back to School Night in 2020. My goal for tonight is to give you a little walkthrough of this Back to School Night Canvas page and show you where you can find important documents that give you information about this class and show you the space where you can ask questions if there's anything tonight that wasn't addressed for you. I'd also like to let you know where you can find your students' grades for the class, as well as the inbox where you can email me anytime throughout the year. So on this page, underneath this video, the first thing that you're going to see is the presentation that had I been in front of you in a classroom, in a normal setting, I would have been presenting. So with this video, it is going to progress through at a normal pace, but if at any time you need to pause it, you can click on the pause button. You can also move forward on your own, or you can press the play button again and allow it to progress automatically. So this is going to share with you important information about the class that, again, had I been standing in front of you, I would have been presenting to you myself. Underneath this presentation are all of those important documents that your student has already gone over as an assignment for my class, but they'll be important to you as well. So the first is a Meet the Teacher. That's going to tell you a little bit more about me, about my teaching history, and about what your student is going to be learning in this class. Underneath the Meet the Teacher is the actual syllabus, and the syllabus is going to explain to you what the district says we're going to be learning in this class, as well as the breakdown of the grades and the consequence steps if there are any issues. So the most important takeaway from this handout is that classwork, which is really all we do in this class, is worth 30%. And anytime we have a project, students do have the opportunity to turn it in late, at least 2 weeks from, the due date. So underneath the syllabus is our CHAMPS, and the CHAMPS are the guidelines for how we're supposed to behave in the classroom. And because this is a virtual learning environment, it is centered on learning online. So this is going to share with you how I expect students to behave regularly when we are in the classroom setting. Underneath the CHAMPS are the Zoom expectations. So because it is virtual learning, we are learning online. I do have expectations for being in a Zoom class. Normally, if there's an expectation that hasn't been followed, the first thing that I will do is warn the student quite a few times before sending them back to the waiting room with an explanation for why they are there, and then allow them back in. And if still they can't follow those Zoom expectations after a private conversation, I'll remove them and they won't be allowed back for the day. And if I remove them, that's not my guideline to not have them back for the day. That is a Zoom thing. So that's why it's sort of a last resort. But the Zoom expectations are important because we are learning through online, so we want to make sure that we're exhibiting appropriate behavior. And finally, under that Zoom expectations page, you'll have the participation points rubric. So it is the rubric for how to participate in class. So for example, making sure that your camera is on when I ask. And cameras don't have to be on for an entire class time for the most part, but when I do ask for a student to turn it on, I do expect it to be turned on. Having themselves muted, participating in conversations that we have through the chat, things like that. So that's an important piece to take a look at. Underneath the documents is our parking lot, and the parking lot is the space for you tonight to leave me any questions, comments, or concerns. If there's something that I didn't address, this would be a good space to leave that information for me. So please leave your email, your student's last name, your student's first name, what class period they have me, and they may have me right now for computers, but also for history, so you can mark off both, and then what you would like for me to call you, and if there's any information that you would like to share with me, any questions, comments, or concerns that you might have. And then submit, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay? Now, if there are any questions throughout the school year that you have for me, the best thing to do is to notify me through the inbox. So if you click on the inbox, it will take you to the Canvas email. You can find me through the course, and I will address you as soon as possible. Now, the last thing I'd like to show you is the grades. And the grades are accessed a couple of different ways as my student. Okay, so the home page normally will look like this. And the grades, it's not there right now, I promise it will be there at the time of this video, but there is a grades option. It looks like this on the left-hand menu bar. Also, too, if it is ever gone, like if I finish this video and I forget, because that happens, on the home page itself, there is a grades button that you can click on, and that will take you to the grades for this class. Okay, so it's shown as me. Let me show you what it looks like as a student. So if I click on the grades option on the home page, you'll see the list of assignments and then their score. Unfortunately, we are in this environment where things are a little bit more difficult. So I'm a little behind right now. And I want to provide quality content for your student, but I also have to manage all the other things that are going on as well. So I am behind. If you could just be a little patient, grades will be updated shortly. Again, students do have at least 2 weeks to turn in late work, and most of this work is classwork, never really homework or tests, so they are going to be the bulk of the grade for the class. Well, that's it for me. Again, please take an opportunity to watch this at your own pace, kind of glance at some of these documents, and if there's anything that you need to let me know, please fill out the form below. I'm really looking forward to this school year and for working with all of your students in this crazy environment that we have going on. Thanks so much for stopping by. See you later.